scientist. What does that mean is I study what is happening between the Earth and the Sun, and how does the Sun affect the technology on the ground and in space. And that application can be used, for example, in the aviation industry, in the mining industry when they're doing survey, as geologists, and also farmers that depend on the precise GPS location for farming. So today we're going to learn about the concept on acid, base, and neutrals. So how then do you determine that what you have is either an acid or a base, or is it a neutral? So we're going to actually look at the range of the household material that you can find in your kitchen, in your home. So we want to determine whether these are acid or base. So in front of me here I have a range of different home material that you can use. As you can see on the table here, I have listed different material that you can test to see whether they are acid or base. So what we're gonna use to test them is litmus papers. Litmus papers are indicators. So this will tell you whether the object or the material that you are testing, is it an acid or is it base. How you determine that is if you dip one of these into either of this solution, it will either change color, or it will remain neutral, or it won't change color at all, or it will change from one color to the other depending whether it's being dipped into the acid or on the base. So if you check in front of me here, we're gonna record our results on the table. So you have a column for a blue litmus paper and then the red litmus paper. So I have an assistant who's gonna be busy recording these different results for me. This is Matsidi, so she can introduce herself.
Hello learners, my name is Matsidi Sonchabeleng and I am a science advancement intern here at Sansa. Nice to meet you.
Okay, so the first one that we have from our table, we have water. So this is water here. So we're gonna see what happens if we dip in a blue litmus paper into water. Does this change color to blue, pink, red, or green, or yellow? So just observe and see what happens, and then you can tell me. So let's go. Here, blue litmus paper is going into the water. Just observe what is happening. You see? Oops, nothing happened. It remains blue. So what does this tell us about this water that we have? Is it an acid? Is it a base? Or is it a neutral? So can you guess the answer? I guess you can tell me the answer, right? So we're gonna go to the next one, which is vinegar. Wait. Here is the vinegar solution with me here. Just observe and see what happened when I dip this blue litmus paper into the vinegar solution. Can you see what is happening in the paper? Observe. Can you see? You see now, this has turned into the reddish pinkish color. So what does that tell us about the vinegar solution? Is it acidic? Is it a base? Is it a neutral? So we're going to have the answer when we do our conclusion of this experiment. So the following one on the table is the lemon juice. Let's find our lemon juice and the correct litmus paper, of course. The blue one. Here, as you can see, we have our lemon juice. Observe what is happening when I dip in this blue. Can you see the changes? You see? It's changed from blue to the pinkish reddish color. So you can actually now start to make up your mind, is this an acid, is it a base, or is it just a neutral one? So I guess you will have the answer for me by the end of the experiment. The next one that we have to do is sugar water. The sugar water, you just need to put 1 tablespoon of sugar into 1 cup of water. So if you dip that litmus paper into the sugar water solution, Observe what is happening. Nothing. There's no change of color. So it's blue, it come out blue. So what does this tell us about our sugar's water solution? We'll get the answer towards the end, as I've indicated. The next one is the baking soda solution. Yeah, we found it. It's right here at the corner. Observe what happened to this paper. Magic, there's nothing. You see, this paper also, it doesn't change. It remains the same. So, while I'm busy doing it, you can be thinking about the answer of out of all this other material that I've already tested, which one are acids and which one are base. So the next one is going to be an aspirin solution, which is right here at this corner. Here you just need 1 tablet of aspirin and 2 tablespoons of water to make this solution. So if we dip in the blue litmus paper, let's see, you see there's something happening there in that paper. It's changed the color to the same pinkish, lightish red color. So you see there, that's your solution. And then the next one on the table, it's our milk. Let's see whether the milk that we drink every day, is that acidic? Is it a base or a neutral? Who can tell me that? I guess we'll have the answer soon. So we dip that into the milk. And what do you see? Is there a change of color or no? Is it remaining the same? Who can tell me what color is this? Is there a difference between that and that there? Can you see the difference? This is the litmus paper without the milk solution. This is the one with the milk solution. As if you turn this down like this, you can see where there was no solution, it's dark blue. On the other side, you have some changes of color there. So what does that tell us about our milk? So the next one, we're gonna do our tea that we love so much. This is rooibos tea that we made earlier on. And let's see what happened to our paper there. Can you see any changes? Are there changes in the paper? Yes, no? You can decide. And then lastly, we have a tartaric acid solution. So that is actually talking for itself. It's an acid. So let's see what happens if we dip a blue litmus paper into an acid solution. You see? Can you see what happened? You can actually immediately see that color changes. So what does it tell us? If you dip a blue litmus paper into an acid, you get a change in color and it is red. So that was it with our red litmus paper. So my assistant by now has filled the different colors in the table. So for the blue litmus paper for our different solution. So after that we're going to actually make the conclusion, decide which ones are acid, which one are base, and which one are neutral. So now we're going to actually repeat the same exercise, but now we're going to use the red litmus papers. So gonna start with the first one with our water solution. Can you remember which one is the water solution out of these ones? Oh, so which means you were sleeping. Okay. This is our water solution. Observe what happened if I put in the red litmus paper in there. Can you see? It's water. There's no color change there. It remains the same, red. Okay. And then the next one is the vinegar solution, which is over here. Observe what happened to the paper. If you put it on the vinegar solution, you see, it's still the same, no change. And then the next one is the lemon juice. Yes, let's find our lemon juice there. You dip the litmus paper into the lemon juice solution. Can you see what is happening? Yes, there's no change. The paper remains the same. And then the next one, we're gonna go to the sugar water solution. Yes, I found it. So observe what happened to this paper when I put it in. Okay. Oh, let's try it. Maybe we'll see something changing. Okay. Okay. You can do this for hours and hours, but you see, no changes at all. So the color still remains the same. So the next one is gonna be baking soda solution. If I can find it. Oh, here. At the very edge of the table. Look what is happening here. What happened when I put this paper into the solution? Are there any changes? Can you see? Can you see the difference now? This is the red litmus paper without the baking soda solution. This is the one with the baking soda solution. Can you see the difference? There's a change of color from red to blue. I hope you've seen it. And then we're going to the aspirin solution. We're dipping the red litmus paper into the aspirin solution, and let's see if there will be any changes. I hope you can see that. I hope you can see that. As you can see, that paper remained unchanged in terms of its color. So if we go and dip in next to the milk that we love so much when we are eating our cereal in the morning. Let's see. Is this an acid? Is it a base? Is it a neutral? What happens if we put in a red litmus paper? Will there be a change? Nope. There's nothing. Or is there? Let's see. Nope. It comes exactly the same. Then next we're gonna do on the rooibos tea solution. We put that into the rooibos tea. Let's see if there will be any changes. And stay. As you can see, there's not much changes on the paper. Lastly, on our table we have a tartaric acid solution, which is right here. So observe what happens if I put in the red litmus paper into the tartaric acid solution. As you can see, there's not much change. The paper remains unchanged. It remains red. So, what did we learn from this experiment? Is that when we use blue litmus paper, the blue litmus paper, when we dip it into the acid, the paper turns red. So that is an indication that we must use the blue litmus paper to test an acidic solution. And then on the base and the neutral, there were no changes. You can see if you use a blue litmus paper on the base and the neutral, it actually remains the same, as you can see with the sugar water solution or the baking soda solution. Yes. and then the red litmus paper, you can use it to taste for bases. So if you use the red litmus paper to make sure that whether a solution that we have is a base, that litmus paper must turn blue. So we had a solution where we were using a red litmus paper and then it turns blue. That was on the baking soda. So which means our baking soda is a base. And then our water is neutral. So it didn't change any color for both the litmus paper, the red litmus paper, and then the blue litmus paper. So I hope you've learned something about the household materials that you use every day. You know that the lemon is acidic, vinegar is acidic. Another example that I can give is of your fizzy drink that you drink every day, your orange juice, they are acidic. So, but then who can actually give me an example of what is the daily application of this thing? You can use your lemon juice in your tea, you use your baking soda to cook, your tartaric acid to make, I don't know what, fat cookies, your vinegar, your rooibos tea you drink every day, your milk. Of course, who can have cereal without milk? So you can actually, today you've learned something about those solution or material that you use on your daily life. One last example, everybody brushed their teeth this morning, right? Yes, you did. So you just use a neutral substance. Which one is it? Based on what you have done here, you use your water. So water is a neutral substance. So, but then in terms of your base, you have used your toothpaste. Your toothpaste is a base. So because imagine if you're using, can you brush your teeth with a lemon solution? How will that feel on your mouth afterwards? Imagine that. So thank you learners, I hope you've enjoyed this. And just know that with the science degrees, it opens lots of doors. If you can do your science degree, you can become anything you want. You can go to finance, you can go to science industry, you can go to engineering, and you can do computer science, you can be an IT, because all of those skills are very important and you need them in today's world that is evolving. And with the coming of the fourth industrial evolution, that will be very relevant. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed the experiment and you learned something new.